Conditional sentences. Conditional sentences type 0 or universal. We use the present simple in both sentences. Water boils if it reaches 100 degrees centigrade. If the light comes on, the battery is okay. Conditional sentences type 1. We use the present tense in the conditional sentence and will in the main clause. If it rains, we will stay at home. If she doesn't come soon, I'll go and fetch her. We won't buy it if you don't like it. In the main clause, we can use other forms in addition to will. The imperative and other modals such as can, may, must. For example, if you see her, tell her I want to talk to her. Imperative, tell her. If you go to the party, you may see her. May instead of will. If you don't have a ticket, you can't get in. Can't instead of won't. If he doesn't stop talking, I'll kill him. If Susan sees me, she will give me a lift, which means she will take me home. First conditional sentences. Fill in the gaps with the verbs in brackets in the correct form. If you don't work hard enough, you won't get the promotion. What will you do if you miss the plane? If I don't see you this afternoon, I will phone you tomorrow. My parents will be very disappointed if I don't pass my exams. Will you give me a ring if you find my wallet? Will you give me a ring means will you phone me? She will have to walk unless I pick her up from the station. Bill will get drunk unless he stops drinking, which means Bill will get drunk if he doesn't stop drinking. If he doesn't stop is the same as unless he stops. My sister won't come to my birthday party unless I phone her. If you drop that vase, it will break into pieces. Peter will marry Susan if she agrees to eat. If the doctor doesn't come soon, I will die. If I sell all these shirts, I will earn a lot of money. Fill in the blanks with one of the verbs below. The verbs below. Not pay, not go, not hurry, burn, put. 1. If you eat too much, you will put on weight, which means you will get fatter. Number 2. If you touch the heater, you will burn yourself. Number 3. We won't go out if it rains. 4. He will miss the bus if he doesn't hurry. 5. If they don't pay me soon, I'll stop working for them. Conditional sentences type 2. We use the past tense in the conditional sentence and would in the main clause. If we had her number, we would phone her. If I won the lottery, I would buy a bigger house. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't marry you. We can use where with all the subject pronouns, but you can also use was with I, he, she, it. If he were here, he would help me. If he were here is the same as if he was here. If I were you, you must always use were in this phrase. If I were you. You can also use the modals could and might in this type of conditional sentences. If you trained harder, you could win the race. Could instead of would. You might like it if you tried it. Might instead of would. Second conditional sentences. Fill in the gaps with the verbs in brackets in the correct form. What would you do if you saw a burglar in your house? A burglar is a thief that steals in houses. If I spoke German, I would apply for this job. I wouldn't marry him if I were you. He's too mean. He's not a good person. He's mean. If she gave up smoking, she would feel much better. If she gave up smoking. If she stopped smoking. If I spoke English, I would travel to England next summer. I would give more money to charity if I had a bigger salary. Peter would move to London if he found a better job there. Past tense. She would look nicer if she had her hair cut. If she were nicer, I would invite her for dinner. If my husband were unfaithful to me, I would leave him. A husband who is unfaithful is a husband who cheats on you, who has a mistress, who is going out with another woman. I wouldn't lend you my car if I didn't trust you. If I were stronger, I would be a good basketball player. Second conditional sentences. Fill in the gaps with the verbs in brackets in the correct form. How would you spend your money if you were rich? I would open a restaurant if I had enough money. She wouldn't die if she had an operation. She needs an operation very quickly. If I didn't have so much free time, I wouldn't do so much exercise. What would you do if you found a gold ring in the street? Where would you live if you could choose? If you didn't eat so much fast food, you wouldn't be so unhealthy. If you didn't spend so much time watching TV, you would have time to read some books. Tom would have more friends to go out with if he were or was nicer. Tourists wouldn't come to Spain if the beaches weren't as good as they are. If you tried Indian food, you would find it very tasteful. She wouldn't feel so tired if she slept 8 hours a day. If people drank less, there would be less road accidents. If Bill had a degree, he would get a better paid job. If I were or was a good cook, I would open a restaurant. The end.